follow on from that last one I did, maybe the last one or the second last one, I did go out and buy a new bike. And I'm running it in today, so just a quick loop. Got to keep her under supposedly 4,500 revs, which is a bit difficult when you're overtaking, but see how we go. And we had a hell of a lot of rain last night, another big storm, so today was meant to be a ride going into some dirt parts, but we're pretty prone to landslides around here, so they don't tend to be dirt roads. They'll tend to be either landslides and mud and clay, or some of the dirt roads do turn into clay. And this is meant to be, I've got to be home by lunch. This is meant to be a short ride, not one where I have to dig the bike out, which pretty much happened a few rides ago with one of my other bikes. She sunk. And I want to get a feel for this thing. I know I can't rev it too fast, so I can't go, well, you can't do very high speed in this country anyway. Roads aren't great, but see how she goes as a bit of a, I guess today's a road tourer rather than an off-road tourer. Oh, I haven't shown any video yet. It's one of the new CFMoto 450 MTs to replace the Dominar that I sort of half converted into an adventure bike. Jacked it up a bit and put the knobby tyres on. This one's, I guess, a native knobby-ish tyre. I don't know what they are, 80/20s, I guess. Dual sport. Started ordering stuff, of course. It's always half the fun of a new bike is what accessories. A whole bunch of stuff's on the way. Half of it from China, half of it locally. Got some pannier brackets locally made coming. Got the locally made ones because then I don't have to fit the OEM bags only. I can fit other bags. It'll sit out a bit funny on the right hand side because it's got to clear that OEM exhaust, which is huge, but until I get to change that over, I'll just stick it on around the current exhaust. I mean, my old bike was a 400 single, and I actually have noticed, I know I'm still running it in and it's low revs only, but definitely, I don't know, it felt like as a single it had more torque. And I mean, I know singles are generally meant to have more torque, but I thought from the spec sheet, this one had more torque, but you've got to watch what gear you're in more than on the single, which does surprise me. Yeah, one thing I do notice, of course, and that was the reason I really wanted this bike, wasn't just to get a new bike, but the 400 single, I'm in my 60s, so turns out, you know, the other bike, the twin, the Harley, is okay. Everyone thinks they rattle a lot. Well, that model doesn't rattle too much, but the vibrations out of the 400 single after you've been riding all day, when you get home the next day, the old arthritis in the elbows and the wrists from just the constant vibration. And it's not like it's hard, a solid bad vibration. It's just whatever it is, the right frequency or whatever to set off some joints a bit. So this bike's a twin, of course, so it's smooth, all right. It makes the 400 single feel like it was a tractor, which in comparison it probably is. This thing feels like it's a, you know, for a little bike riding on a limo. The motor is just so smooth. So hopefully no more long rides followed by sore joints the next day. Cheaper to get a new bike than to, well, I don't think there's any way to fix the arthritis other than drugs. We're on the road to Naga. And then we will see if there's any landslides, because when I get halfway to Toledo City or 3/4 of the way, I turn back and go back what's called Manipus Road. Whoops, got a bit of a washout here. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say we had a lot of rain last night. The night before, I think it was, there was a lot of flooding in the north of the city. I did see it was overloaded, of course, pickup truck, a D-Max, you know, we call them a twin cab in Australia. But a twin cab, 17 people in it, got washed away into a stream, and last I heard, I think there was still there's one person definitely dead, and 6 missing or 7 missing still, got washed away. Crazy to go into a river to start with, but to have that many people is even worse. But yeah, so when I come back through Manipus Road, that's where we used to get a lot of landslides. I mean, after the rain like last night, a year or two ago, before they started doing work on it, it would be guaranteed to be closed now for the next week or two. Bottle of bulldozers come in and scrape the road clear again. So today will be a good chance to see, the next morning after a big lot of rain, how it looks. Got to say, what I do like on this is these adjustable mirrors that you can flip up when you're off road. Well, you can flip them up anytime, I guess, but I don't have them in the lowest position for street riding because I've got to go in between a lot of traffic at lights. What do you call it? Filtering in some countries. Well, here it's legal, and you wouldn't get anywhere if you didn't do it because the traffic's always, cars are just stopped, so you're always filtering on a bike. And where these are, in the half up position, I guess, it's very good. You've got a great view behind you compared to the last couple of bikes I've had. Tell you what though, just for a laugh, I did think, wow, a bit sluggish getting up the last hill I was on. I think I noticed these things have got adjustable pedals a bit to adjust them up and down. I mean, my Vulcan had really adjustable ones. The Harley's got forward control, so they're slightly adjustable, but these I can move up and down a bit. And I think I have to, because the reason I was feeling sluggish up the hill was I got the big riding boots on today, and because I'm out in a longer trip around town, I just wear the sneakers. These have got the big heavy base on them, thick base on them to protect your feet, of course. And I didn't really realise they were so thick. I was half touching the rear brake with my foot half the time, so going up a hill with the brakes on didn't help. As soon as I realised that and moved back to the peg, we got normal speed. I was worried, geez, the engine must be really tight till I run it in. Could hardly get up a hill. Yeah, it's called a brain fade. Not the bike, just the rider. I'm getting up to that senility age, I guess. Problem with our roads around here, this is obviously a nice bitumen road, tarmac or whatever you guys call it, and a lot of times, well, you'll see up ahead, a lot of times the map will say it's a good road. Well, this is actually a good road, except, well, look at this. This bit here is all a mess. Looks like we had an earthquake, but no, it's just the way it is, all dug up. It's been like this for a couple of years or so. Well, that's still good because it's still got bitumen on it. No mud. There'll be a lot of times when you're crossing over one side of the island to the other on what's supposed to be a good road for cars, and you'll hit a section of, well, 10, 15 kilometres of sometimes mud, sometimes rock. And I mean, when I say rock, it's like moon surface rock. Oh, it's not soft like the moon rock, bloody awful sharp rocks that actually, on my Vulcan, took some of the colour off the wheels and shook out chunks. That's how bad it can be. So you really got to be careful on the roads here. They turn to crap real quick and you don't expect it. So you sure as hell, if you haven't been on a certain road before, that might turn from good like this to suddenly all dug up for 200 metres or 2 kilometres or 10 kilometres sometimes in the middle of doing roadworks. There's no signage or anything to let you know, you just hit a spot. Well, you don't want to be doing something like a Harley, especially with the, low to the ground and mud guards the load of the tyres, because that's what happened on the Vulcan when I crossed the island. It got clogged up and I had to actually use a stick to free the tyre so I could turn. So the idea is that the Harley's for the roads, you know where you're going. You're not doing an adventure trip, you're just going somewhere you've already been. And then I think there's a good mix then, have an adventure bike for cruising. Well, I'm not going to say cruising, the Harley's a cruiser for, it's cruising. Cruising the islands in places, or to islands you haven't been, or to areas of your own island you haven't been before, in case you hit some shitty roads. I mean, we're going to go looking for some nice dirt too, but in a lot of cases you go through many towns and villages or whatever to get to the dirt road area. You just never know, because there's so many little back streets on here that Google Maps will say, yep, no worries, it's suitable for cars, and then you get there and you go, there's no way even a four-wheel drive car would get through some of it. It's terrible. And you just don't know, because Google Maps might have been, they mapped it a year or two ago, and in the meantime, every time there's an election, or coming up to an election, they're always digging up roads, whether they're good or bad, just to spend some money or show that they're working on the roads. Sometimes, and the biggest laugh is around the city. They're often resurfacing, the same main roads over and over again. They never dig up the old surface. They just build it up and up and up until sometimes, and I know from experience, the height from the road down into the gutter next to it on the side of the road, where you're trying to balance around a car sometimes, it can be a drop off of like 8 to 10 inches down into a gutter. And you're sort of on this fine line of trying not to fall down in it. Well, and I did go down once in it. Luckily it was only about a 4-inch deep one, but you do get stuck. You can get stuck in a gutter, or I've seen some people just go straight over because it's such a big drop. It's just lazy, they're always in a hurry. Instead of digging up the old surface and scraping the back and then putting down a new one, they just build it up. It's like digging down into the ruins of Rome, 17 layers, and every layer is another 100 years. Well, here, every layer of tarmac in the city that you see them build up is usually another couple of years or so. Crazy. This is Lutepan. I think Lutepan's known for one thing, and they got a big, you can't see it from here, too many trees, got a big copper mine over on the right hand side over there somewhere. Employs probably half the town, copper mining. And this is another good bit of road. And that's been like that for a couple of years too. It just gets worse all the time. And it doesn't help that this is a very busy road, Toledo to Naga. It's the one all the trucks take. When I get on the other side, soon turn around and go back on the Manipus road with all the landslides, you don't get trucks on that one very often. Occasionally a small bus, but that's about it. Alright, time to turn back up the Lutepan road to go Manipus road, I should say. No 7-Eleven stops today, don't need it, it's only a short ride. Now we'll have some fun and see if there's any landslides. If we only see motorbikes and we don't see cars, there's been some landslides. Tell you what I have noticed, one of the first things I better order for this, new horns. These horns are pitiful. You spend your life on the horn here, warning people that you're about to overtake them or blasting them because they're about to hit you. And these are pitiful, they're so weak. I guess I've always had third-party horns on all the bikes over here, but I mean, even my bicycle has a loud horn on it. Too many buses try to take you out when you're overtaking them on a bicycle, because they pull over every 10 feet to get a passenger. There's no such thing as bus stops. Funny, most of the cheap loud horns come from China. I don't know why they haven't put it on this bike. They put on some crap ones. back into the Lutepan again. We went past it before, now we're going to go through it. This is near, which I'll do a ride soon through, near Hidden Valley, so you can see the mountains. You won't see much of them going through this city, but nice. I don't know what they are. There's copper down below, but up the top it's like some chalky look to them, the cliffs. Should be able to see it over on the right, hopefully. It's a bit cloudy today, looks like it's going to rain. And on a clear day, you see it all. And this is what Lutepan is often like, a traffic jam. There's no room to park, but they have to. Well, actually, you'll notice throughout most of the Philippines, actually I shouldn't say most of the Philippines, plenty of it does, but Cebu and around here in the Visayas, sidewalks or footpaths, depending where you're from, almost don't exist. That's why there's always people walking on the roads. There's no town planning, build whatever you want, wherever you want. It seems to be the plan, or lack of. Actually, we're about to come past, I think, soon, the entrance to the mine, or I don't know if it's the mine or what they actually do in this part here. I mean, look at this. Double park, just put your hazards on. Hazards. I mean, stop and get a newspaper, eh? Yeah. Anywhere you want. Although I do need to get some grip puppies on these grips. I'm used to grip puppies. These are now pretty bloody solid, hard grips on this thing, even with gloves. Note to self, grip puppies add to the list. Mud on a corner, just what you don't want, eh? Especially, I guess these tyres are done about, what, not even 100 kilometres, probably 50 kilometres, so they're still oily, greasy to start with. Tell the roads are bad if they're out sweeping them. Probably not the best idea the night after a lot of rain on brand new tyres. Had to go up some twisty mountain bits where there's lots of grit, gravel, dirt, mud, whatever on these roads, and it's about to rain. Oh well. I think it's supposed to rain the next few days though, so if I didn't go now, I wasn't going to get out. Here's the mud already. Some washouts. Not a lot of guttering around here. A lot of these corners are going to be the same. Take it easy. End roadwork? I think it's the start of roadworks. Oh yeah, that isn't usually there. The waterfall over, running hard over there. Only after the heavy rain. I know I said there's not usually trucks on this road, but it's a dump truck. I guess he's part of the cleanup of the road. Oh yeah, got gravel. Let's see where he's. Got to get past him before I get to the man-made forest area. So it's slow and windy, and I think it's coming up soon. Yes. Man-made forest. Dark and gloomy in here today. And they do have big, see the big gutters here? They have to have it. A lot of runoff here. Surprisingly dry so far. Now that I said that, we're going to be into the slimy section. Muddy and slimy and slippery. Take it real careful on those corners. That's the road from last trip that takes you up Trans Central Highway. That would be very muddy today in spots where they're doing road works. Bad on a good day, on a dry day. Right now, let it be clay holes. A lot of fog in the valley, or cloud I guess, it's raining. So let's see here, this was the most traditional area for the big landslides all around here, the ones that would last for a couple of weeks before they could clear the road because half the mountain came down, and it's oh yeah, that's all last night. Wow, quite a few of them tumbled down after the rain. Still, because they've widened the road, it's not affecting us. I mean, it makes it a bit dicey in spots with crap on the road, but so far nothing fallen down in the daytime. Yeah, a lot of grit. You can see it on the left-hand side too, where it's gone, like they've pushed it over, I guess, over that side, or it's bounced across the road and hit and stopped there, but quite a lot of bits of here have come down, but the road's clear, so I guess mission accomplished. Whoa, that's a big one. Bits and pieces everywhere. But it's passable, so good job. Yeah, lots of it. Week's time, I'd say you come through here and the cleaning trucks have all come through and cleared it all off. Because there's not normally that much, but it was a hell of a downfall. See cars up ahead stopped, so I think that probably means, yeah, they got the block. We gotta wait a while probably, hopefully not too much rain while we're waiting. Let's go up the front, I think. No, we'll go back over this side. Whoops, screw this. And that's what they've been doing to try and clear it. At least it's not sunny today. I've sat here once for 45 minutes in the heat. Now the race begins. Of course, everyone 200 miles an hour. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be doing what these guys are doing up there. Right on the edge with the bloody Komatsus. I was trying to avoid the rain and having to stop the camera, but we'll see what happens. Soon, guarantee I'm going to get some drops on that lens and it'll be useless. The camera's waterproof, but the lens doesn't have windscreen wipers, so probably going to be cutting it off soon if this rain hangs around. Pity. Only 8 k's to the main road, but that's probably 20 minutes around here or more, especially with wet roads and rocks. I had a gel seat on the last bike. Don't know if it'll fit this bike, but I think I might be getting one. Everyone says how comfortable it is. It's a bit hard. This is great in the wet. Metal road. Whoa, see what I mean? Jesus. Slippery. The back end slides out a bit. Traction control doesn't help you. Sideways. That was going really slow too. That's a slippery bridge. I don't know why they do that. Metal surface. Just in case. It's real wide. It looks alright, but you never know. You probably can't see the river. I can. That would have been flowing well last night. Need to adjust that clutch lever back too. This is a reminder for me. The tad is a bit far out on the outside fingers. It's a light clutch. And the gearbox really notchy. I'm actually used to a bit sloppier than that. I wonder if it'll get a bit sloppier over time. Because you've really got to clunk it down hard. Then again, I got forward control Harley and I had a Dominar 400 made in India. The gearbox was like a tractor, so maybe I'm just not used to nice gearboxes and tight linkages. Yeah, so I think only a few accessories I need to make this better for a longer trip. The top box is on, that went on easy enough. Got the panniers are on order and the brackets, hopefully we'll have them in a week. Get some grip puppies on this just for the hands, because these are pretty tight. Definitely want to see if I can get a gel seat that fits this too, just for the arse. I have heard people say that the higher seat, I don't know if I need it, the higher seat is a lot softer, but this one's pretty hard. I mean, I've only been riding this for an hour and a bit, hour and a half maybe, and I'm sort of wishing I had the gel again. And I'll adjust the clutch, crash guards have got to come yet, and once I've got them I can put the lights on it, but not much left to do. I mean, the thing I have noticed, the great thing about these as an option is that, and one of the reasons I bought this versus some of the other bikes, Chinese bikes and things that are available here, is aftermarket. there's a hell of a lot available for it, you know. Here you shop in Lazada, which is sort of Amazon. I don't know if Amazon would have much, but this guy's coming out regardless. But then AliExpress, of course, has a lot of stuff. I don't know about Temu. I did a quick search and didn't see much for it specifically. I mean, there's lots of generic parts there, but should be able to option this thing up pretty quickly, have it how I like. I mean, it's not like, I think the new, I saw a photo the other day, the new BMW 13, was it GS 1300? Looked like it had a coffee cup holder or something on it. You've got to be kidding me. But that's the to-do list. I think otherwise this is going to be okay for, you know, probably take over from the Harley in some regards for some of the trips around the islands. A bit more versatile, just in case the roads turn to shit. And there's a 99% chance that somewhere they will turn to shit if you're going across multiple islands. Screen that I bought for this might be a little bit high, we'll see. I've got to wind it up so it's not right in my line of sight where the edge of it is. But I did want some protection from the big lots of rain we tend to get. And to be honest, let's put it this way here. I mean, yeah, this isn't a huge motor, it's a 450, but you know, I don't have any highways. There's almost no highways on these islands. You don't need to be doing 120 all the time. You just couldn't do it. And I think now that we're in the downtown crap, I'll be time to say goodbye. And I'll see you next time.